my name is Bethany Keady, and I'm here with the drummer from Emmanuel Worship, Liam Desic. Is that the right way to say it?
Yeah, it's Desic. That's how you say it.
That's cool, because you're from Croatia. That's right, the background. That's really awesome. I wish I was from somewhere cool like that. But we are here just before the Saturday morning rally at Ignite Conference, and we have a lot of questions to ask you. I know I personally have a lot of things to ask you. Liam and I have been friends for a while, but I actually am not sure how many Ignite conferences you have been to before.
My first Ignite conference was in 2012. That was when I came with my school, and I was pressured into coming from the campus minister at my school, and he had been tejourneying with me, and I didn't really actually have a faith. I didn't actually believe in God. I kind of thought that people who believe in God was silly, but he really jammed with me. He was really cool. He played the guitar, and I kind of played instruments and music and stuff, and he managed to just almost force me to come to conference. And when I got here, I was really just sort of I didn't get it. I walked through the doors, and everyone was hands raised, praising, and I didn't get it. But within that was a Thursday night, and then Friday morning I walked in. I was like, okay, the music's kind of cool. But I still don't really get the Jesus thing, whatever. But Friday, by the time it was Friday night, which we just had Friday night last night.
That was amazing. Hey, last night we had adoration, and it was the music was incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really powerful. I think for me, just coming into the silence, it was just probably one of the most powerful silence points of it. There's the height of the music where if you're from our perspective during adoration, you can see that when the music builds, hands go in the air. It's just this moment where your hearts are raised, the cymbals, the guitars, the noise of the room just raises, it lifts you to heaven, right? But then the complete opposite of that is it's just this silence. It's everything shrinks down into this moment between you and Jesus, and it's just it's really powerful. So the heights and the depths of that has just been incredible, and that's for me what I experienced that first Friday night of conference, and I just had a massive release, and I know that last night there were people like me. There'd be hundreds of people who had that same experience where they probably came to this conference really feeling I don't know, what's going on, and that Friday night was the first time that it made sense because Jesus was before them in this really powerful, tangible way. And from there, I kind of introduced myself to people and was like, who are these people? I've never heard of Catholics being like this. And managed to be involved with Ignite, the community of people that are behind this conference, making videos and design and stuff, and then eventually being a part of the worship team. And then so the next year, I was actually playing drums at conference. And, it's funny because I was really new to my faith. I still had some of my habits from the past. I still had some of who I was, who wasn't really living a godly plan for my life, and I wasn't really living in who God was calling me to be. But I was on the journey, and I had people around me who were calling me to be better and who were teaching me the ways of the Lord, because it's not something you just pick up. You have this encounter of Jesus, but you don't learn all the things that you need to know. You don't learn all the things that God has placed in your heart, who He's calling you to be. So it took me a couple of years to really get to that. But I was really blessed that I was asked to be on the worship team that second year. And from there, I've been playing drums at conference ever since. So that was 2012, my first one, so 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17, this is 18. So it's many years, feels like a long time. But
that's incredible. So your first year, you just, after adoration, that was your big moment for you. You just dived straight in, and next minute you're serving. And so it's cool that you know both sides of that. The first year you received, and now this year you're I want other people to experience that. Yeah. And that's so cool. Yeah, so after adoration, did you just went out? I'm assuming you had a small group, you met new people, and that's great. Yeah. So from 2012, we've definitely grown so much with our numbers, and there are a lot of kids here. There are a lot of students and young adults and just so many people. And I was just wondering, because we know the impact it's had on your life, but how do you think Ignite Conference is impacting their life and impacting like the new church of Australia, especially with, there are some negative things going out there in the world, but how do you think Ignite Conference is changing that in young people's lives?
Yeah, so obviously Ignite Conference has a particular focus on making sure that we engage with young people. But I think it goes further than just engaging young people. It's actually engaging the unchurched. It's actually engaging people who have an experience of the world where the world is at a quality, is up here. And oftentimes the church is just down here. You know what I mean? Like they walk into a thing that they know is Catholic, and that people are expecting really horrible PowerPoint, it's really bad sound, feedback, uninteresting speakers, priests who really don't care, they may be what they're expecting, and what Ignite Conference does is not only does it engage young people for the first time, but it actually shifts thinking for people who are into this mindset of the church being a certain way. And what the conference does really well is that not only does it engage young people, but the adults in this room, they're the ones that if you really ask, they're the ones that are impacted not just in their own personal journey, but in their way that they're thinking about how the church can operate. And we've got some really exciting things happening with conference next year and into the future. And what that's saying is that conference is actually this time for the church to really look at itself and go like, how can we engage with people? How can we really use the gifts of the people who are Catholic, who profess the faith of Jesus, but also who have dedicated their lives to multimedia, to music, to preaching the gospel, to every area of professionalism and expertise that we have in our volunteer group and in our base. All those areas, they show excellence, and when you show excellence, you're showing glory to God through people who want to give the things that they've put their money, their time, their passions into. You know what I mean? And so I think people can see that, and I think young people can see that. So when they walk into that room, not only are they experiencing the encounter of Jesus, but they're experiencing people who are dedicated to his mission. And otherwise, why would you be a Catholic? Like, why would you want to be a part of a church of unpassionate people? But what this conference does is it shows that there's passion behind what we do. There's passion behind the music. There's passion behind the lights and the visuals. Because all that really stuff doesn't really matter. Like, it doesn't, we don't need that to have a faith, and I believe we could be doing conference under a tree with a guitar. I really do believe that, but we're using our gifts, and the people in our community, we're using our gifts to create excellence, to create these amazing experiences so that people can see the church has passion, the church can create, the church can be this place of vibrancy, and you can go to a music festival, you can go to a live show, you can go to the club on Sunday night or Saturday night, whatever, and you can have this, you can experience things, the excellence of the marketplace, the real world, and the church shouldn't be something it shouldn't feel like this is lame compared to that. It should feel like, wow, this is just as good as anywhere else I could be tonight. This is just as powerful. This is just as on point. But on top of that, these people have Jesus. These people have purpose with their life. These people have a mission that goes beyond just trying to make money or just trying to create a cool light show because it's going to be cool. You know what I mean? These people trying to create something good to glorify God. And where young people sit in that is that young people need to see people with passion, people with purpose. They need to see behind the scenes. Like when I first came onto the scene, when I first had my encounter, my first question was like, are the people on stage playing, are they really into this stuff, or are they just saying the words? You know what I mean? And I think once you head backstage and see the prayer, you see the amount of dedicated hours that we spend praying and journeying with God as a team, you'll see that the passion is there behind the scenes more than it is on stage, and that's what's so important. So the young church will be revitalized when the church steps into that space and into a passionate place.
Yeah, that's incredible. Those things do make a difference. Even me, I don't know if I can consider young, but hopefully. Seeing all those amazing multimedias and the fireworks coming out of the stage and DJ, if your friends are having fun and your friends are getting into it, then you're going to get into it. And if you see your friends praising worship because they see the band praising worship, then you're going to start, worshipping as well. People just, yeah. And I guess that's really important that the people on stage are showing how much they love Jesus as well. And so I guess Emmanuel Worship has a really big role in that. And I love seeing you guys on stage, the singers especially, just raising their hands and praising Jesus. So for Emmanuel Worship in particular, where do you think it's going? What is your vision for Emmanuel Worship? Because it's big and it is producing amazing original songs. Like every night we're hearing something new and I love it. But where is it going?
So we're kind of on fire at the moment. We really just want to grow. We want to impact the church. We want to be a presence in the Catholic Church because we believe that what this community that we're a part of, Ignite and Emmanuel, that we're a part of, has something to say. It has God is speaking to us in a really particular way, and we're not afraid of that. And so we're really trying to press into that, but not in a way that's easy. Like we're really trying hard to write songs really well, to really work on our music, to really work on our rehearsal. We spend months writing music and rehearsing music for conference, and all that goes into an album which we hope will impact the church in a new way, even if one song gets picked up by people, And every year we plan to release an album every year. We plan to keep writing. We're not stopping here. We want to go international. We want to, and not for our own glory, but because we believe that what God has placed in our hearts is not meant for us. It's not meant for just this conference. It's not meant just for our little team prayer and in South Brisbane in our rehearsal space at Blind Eye. Like it's meant for the church, and we will try our very best to get it out there. And I just pray that the church sees that, and the church can take that, because some of the stuff that we're writing is really powerful. I mean, I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by. Because I've written a couple of songs on the album, but some of the songs that I haven't written, like I'm just blown away by the lyrics, just the music approach to it. Like it's not just stock standard. There's so much consideration behind it. So, we want to impact the church by not only our music, but also when we perform. So worship is this thing which I think we as a church are trying to understand what it is, and we've been taught we're almost sort of learning what passionate worship is. Again, I think through things like Ignite Conference, because when we get out there and when we have a room of 1,500 people worshiping God, hearts open, hands out, eyes closed, tears probably. That's an experience that is really hard to get at a parish mass on a Sunday. You know what I mean? I really pray for that, and in our community we have moments like that. But I pray for what that means. Like I really believe in what that is. Like, and you can sort of go for alternatives. You can go for the organ and the all that sort of stuff, and that's great. But I actually really believe in that act of worship because of what it's done in my life, because I know the power that it's had in my life, the power of just reckless abandon to God, and to just have no structure to it. It's just almost just in this state of just, God, I want you to touch my life right now, and I love you, and I just need you right now, and just come into my life in a powerful way, and He does, and
you guys do that so well. You guys, and it's very clear that it works, because in Ignite Conference, everyone in that auditorium is singing out the words that you and some other people have written, and it is amazing hearing people encounter Jesus through your worship and through Emmanuel Worship. So thank you so much for being here with us, Liam, and we should probably go to the rally.